I've known Michael Weaver for, geez, over 15 years now. And I have thousands of acquaintances across the wrestling world. And, dozens of people that I would call really close friends. When it comes down to family, less than the amount of fingers on my hand. And I consider Michael Weaver one of those family members. He's been involved in every significant moment in my life, and I can honestly say I wouldn't be standing here today without him. And it's tough to talk about. He drove my kids home from the hospital when they were born. When times were at their absolute toughest, like, he was always an ear and a helping hand, and just one of the most genuinely lovely people I've ever, had the pleasure of meeting, not just in wrestling, but in my life. We met at a on-the-run service station in South Australia. I used to live in Adelaide. It'd be 2008, 2007, maybe.
This is where it all begun. You and me, Joel. This is where we first met. You and I, 20-somethings, both servo boys. I'd finish my shift, drive past here on the way home, grab a feed. Don't know how it started, but you and I started talking about wrestling, and it's literally how our friendship blossomed. You and I, midnight, just chat about wrestling. You, me, Luke. It's literally where it all begun. The OTR at Elizabeth. Everything that we have, everything we've grown from started from here. It's kind of surreal to think we're just two young kids, and 16 years later, we're still doing our thing.
I used to work the graveyard shift. I started at 10 o'clock at night, work through till 7 in the morning. And he had a similar shift, and he'd come into my work after he finished his work. And we just talk about wrestling. We nerd out about wrestling. It was right around the time I was looking at running my first wrestling show. And Michael came and helped with the lights. There were a lot of people dressed like empty chairs on that night, but it was still a fun night. Largely because I had Michael there to experience it with me. It was very, very cool. Michael and I used to run a promotion together. We used to run Pro Wrestling Ignition, PWI, in South Australia in the latter part of the noughties and into the 2010s. And it was largely a passion project. But again, it was some of the funnest times of my wrestling career, largely because Michael was there. I'm very lucky to say that I trained Michael Weaver. He is one of my students that I had from day dot. I cannot take credit for how amazing a professional wrestler he's become and an amazing fighter he has become, but I was able to get my hands on him first, and I'm very proud of the wrestler that he's become.
So this is the lovely Nuri Town Hall. This is where essentially Joel and I's story kind of really takes off. We ran PWI, Pro Wrestling Ignition here. This is where we used to back the trailer up. This is that door there, the big green door. It's where we'd load the ring through. This is the venue that I learned the ins and outs of the business, where I learned ring crew. It's what it means to pay my dues. This is the venue that I bumped first ever in a ring. This venue is the venue that you put a microphone in my hand and put me in front of an audience. My autistic ass was nervous as hell, but you believed in me. You taught me skills that have made me the man I am today. Like, genuinely, without this venue and without you, I'd be a very different person.
My name is Luke Vaharan, and I guess we brought here today to talk a little bit about these two guys. Michael Weaver, Joel Bateman. I've known both of these guys for over 10 years. Back in the day, I also wrestled, and I spent a lot of the time with these two. Joel was easily the first person who introduced me to the world of professional wrestling. Always been a fan. I used to work with him at, I don't know if it's Saturday, but it was a Subway. When I thought wrestling was this unattainable goal, this thing I could never do, it was always something on TV, something I loved, he made it real. Some would say embarrassingly, yeah, I was probably classed as a backyarder. My first bumps were taken on an oval. There was no ring to be seen, but the way I was sort of raised in the business by Joel and others was You got to earn it. Mikey, I met him at the same service station, but he was just a customer. Mikey and I had spent a lot of time over the years. We were the two stalwarts of a company called PWI, which Joel ran. No matter whether we were injured, tired, sore, we were the ring crew. Joel was always there. We were always there talking about wrestling. Wrestling was our lives. And through that, we all sort of grew up with each other. We had a bond and a relationship. My life went another way. So about 5 years into my wrestling journey, I had to stop because I had recurring issues because I had an aneurysm in my brain, caused from wrestling, which at the end of the day, I don't regret. They were still there and they were still wrestling. And while part of me felt a little bit jealous, I got to see all the amazing things they got to do. I lived through them a little bit. You know, Mikey went off to Japan, Joel's gone overseas thousands of times, all these amazing matches and opportunities they've gotten through hard work and skill. That's them. All I can say is I was never a deathmatch guy when I did wrestle. I'm soft, I guess, but I don't like it. I don't like it for these two. These two guys I've seen do amazing things, go through amazing things, a lot of injuries. It's not a good idea because they're not going to stop. They're as bad as each other and as good as each other. This is a bad idea. I need to go on record and say it because as much as I love and respect each other, they shouldn't be doing this because it's not going to end well for either of them. And I love these guys. I don't want them to do this, but if they are going to do this, I need them to know that there's a limit for each other. I need them to remember they love each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the real voice of Australian wrestling, Paul Roberts. Now, you may know me as the voice of Australian wrestling, but I had to become the voice of Australian wrestling. The story goes, I met up with Joel Bateman. And I'd seen him on shows, seen him as a wrestler, and I managed to catch up with him in the crowd at a local wrestling show. And we started talking. So that was pretty cool. I got to talk to Joel. And then he was running his own promotion. He was starting to run Pro Wrestling Ignition. So obviously, as anyone needs help to get things done. So I started building a website for Pro Wrestling Ignition. That's basically my first step into the wrestling business. So then I went along to the Pro Wrestling Ignition shows. And that's where you got to meet people like Michael Weaver. So he would host these shows, Pro Wrestling Ignition. At one time, there was no one to hold a camera at Pro Wrestling Ignition. So I remember up at the Newryupta Town Hall, I became a cameraman. So another step into the pro wrestling business. But this was a bit more exciting because I'm holding the camera and I'm there. I'm in the action now. I'm at ringside. I'm talking to all the guys out the back. This is pretty good. We traveled along. We started to get to obviously know Joel really well. Got to know Michael Weaver really well. These two guys were great mates. They were building Pro Wrestling Ignition. And hey, I was happy to jump on this little cart and come along for a ride. So it was, you know, us three guys were a lot of the brains in the early days behind Pro Wrestling Ignition. We used to catch up at Joel's place, plan shows, what was going to happen. So the three of us were fantastic friends. And we would do these town halls, sometimes really lucky to pack these places out and do it multiple times. And we're having a lot of fun filming all this wrestling. Then we got involved in trying to put it on YouTube. So we'd do commentary for the shows, and that's where myself and Michael Weaver would sit down. If you find the old PWI shows, it will be us doing the commentary on these shows. And here we are, I don't know how many years now, we're about to head down for DMDU, DeathMatch Down Under. Once again, something that's driven by the heart of Joel Bateman. But the thing is, he wants to go into one of the most craziest death matches with what was best friends, the heart of PWI, in this death match at DMDU, Adelaide. This is just crazy. I can't believe this. This just blows my mind totally away because, like I said, I know these two guys. They're very, very good friends. And I can't believe they want to get into the ring and do this. I tell you, I've told them both, don't do it. Please, don't do it. It's bad enough to think all the times they get involved in these death matches, both of them. And you think about their well-being. But they want to do this to each other?
Joel and I shared a dream. Like, we have a shared dream, and that was Japan. We always bonded over how cool a PWG, go wrestle in Rosita, go wrestle Hammerstein, ECW Arena. Like, they were the cool venues, but they weren't the dream. The dream was Kurikan. The dream was Japan. And in 2016, I got there first. Out of the two of us, I got to say that I went to Japan first. 3-week tour, I got to wrestle the great Kabuki, the first WGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Shiro Koshinaga. I went to Japan first. And that's one thing that Joel can't ever beat. But he's done some fucking great things. He's done incredible things. And I'm really proud of everything he's accomplished. He's gone to the States. He's gone to Scotland. He's wrestled in Tournament of fucking Death. And he's been to Japan. He just went did the ICW No Holds Barred in Japan. He wrestled Kasai. He wrestled Takeda. I want those fucking things, man. And this is my chance to prove it. This match means so much for so many reasons. But it also means a lot because this is my chance to show everybody that I'm on his level and that I was never behind him. He has double my experience. He was 10 years in when I had my first match. But this, Joel, is you and I one-on-one. And I know for a fact you hate being hit by me. And I'm going to hit you as hard as I've hit anybody. You are going to have to kill me. I am not walking out that match at all. I either win or I lay there and die. This is what it's come to, man. I love you. You are my brother. You are my best friend. But July 26th, man, Jackson Square, this is everything that you and I have worked for. This is you and I in a death match in my hometown, in a town that you once called home. You and I for DMDU, Don't Yuck My Yum. It's going to be me and you. 250 tubes, multiple panes of glass.
I'm very nervous. I'm nervous because, like, I still coach here in Melbourne, right? I still coach. I still take students. And I always say, I try and train you to be better than me. I don't want to teach you everything I know. I want to teach you everything I know and give you the tools to go and be better than I ever was. And that has never been more apparent than in the case of Michael. He is the most unbelievable heavyweight that Australia's seen in at least the last 2 decades, maybe ever. And you just have to look at his accolade sheet to see that, let alone the trail of broken bodies and carnage and violence that he's left behind him since he started his professional wrestling career. People all around the world love watching Michael Weaver perform and love watching Michael Weaver beat the shit out of people. And that passion for violence that comes from him was largely bred into him by me. But what I've done, to be completely honest, since Michael has been a professional wrestler, is being a coward. Because I made something bigger than myself. Not just literally, but figuratively. In my heart of hearts, up until very fucking recently, I didn't believe that I could hang with Michael Weaver. I didn't want to step in the ring with Michael Weaver because I think he would beat the shit out of me. And it would be a reality check for me as a professional wrestler and as a man that, to be completely honest, I don't think I'm ready for. But it's all come down to this. I get to take something that is so near and dear to my heart. I literally give my blood, my sweat, and my tears to DeathMatch Down Under. And I get to bring that to Adelaide for the very first time. And I'm super excited about it. I ain't getting any younger. I ain't getting any prettier. I ain't getting any less hurt. Michael Weaver is on the up and up. Right? And Michael, to you, I need to apologize. I'm sorry that I didn't take our match in Adelaide seriously. I put the belts that I was meant to defend against you, against Toshiyuki Sakuda in Japan, and I lost them. So that gold, that 50-50 chance was going to be yours, isn't a part of the equation now. And I'm sorry for that. I lost the forest for the trees on my first tour of Japan. A place that you beat me to, mind you. And I need to apologize again for not treating you with enough respect for doing this sooner. For not treating you with enough respect to test my mettle against my greatest student and one of my best friends and somebody I call family, someone I love. I'm not scared, but boy am I nervous, because I've wrestled the very best deathmatch wrestlers all around the world. You want to talk about your accolades, that's fine. Look at mine. Look at what I've done in a 20-plus year career. I'm incredibly proud of it. And I know I can beat the best. But in my heart of hearts, I don't know if I can beat you. But having done everything I've done, having come off the back of a Japan tour, off the back of wrestling people like Jun Kasai, I think I'm ready to see where I measure up. I'm ready to test my mettle. I'm ready to take the ultimate test. And the ultimate test in Australian deathmatch wrestling isn't me. Anyone who thinks so is either stupid or doesn't know what they're talking about. The ultimate test in Australian wrestling is you, Weaver. Saturday, July 26th, I take the ultimate test.
You've always been the one that believes in me. When I took time off wrestling and didn't think I was going to come back, you're the one that said, no, you've still got it. Believe in yourself. You can do this. When I had to step up and start doing death matches, first thing Danny DeManto, Matt Tremont, you're the guy that's been there when I've doubted myself this entire time. This is where things get a little awkward, Joel, because I can't keep relying on you to be the guy that believes in me. When do I start believing in myself? Here's the thing, Joel. I want what you have. I want to go wrestle Takeda and Kasai in Japan. I want to go do America. I want to go to Bleeding Gums in Scotland. I want those things. But if I don't believe in myself, I'll never get those things. And then something has clicked in the lead up to this match. I've worked it out. I need to believe in myself to get these things. I can't rely on you anymore, man. As much as I love you, you are my brother, but I can't rely on you. So I am going to come into this match with everything that I've got. I'm going to put 110% into this. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to batter you. I'm going to cut you to ribbons with those shattered glass, with the panes of glass, those light tubes again and again and again. I'm just going to stab you again and again and again. When I come out of this match, I'm going to believe in myself as much as you believe in me. I'm going to have everything, 100% of the tools, once I have belief in myself. Joel, I need to beat you for me. If I want those things, if I want Scotland, if I want America, if I want Japan, I need to beat you.